Hi everyone, welcome to class. So today's class is designed for runners or people who are trying to be good runners. Or maybe you've been aggressively training for a high rocks training or preparing for an upcoming marathon. This class is for you. We'll be working a little bit on stretching the back of our legs, the outer hips, a bit of calves, a bit of front of hips, the hip flexors and quads. So it'll be a nice all-rounded lower body focused practice. For today, you'll need a wall or a couch. So actually I have a couch here and this couch tapers really nicely and this is what I'm going to use. But if you don't have a couch, you can use a full piece of wall. That is also helpful. You'll also be nice to have a block with you. Okay, this is all you need for today. So we're going to start by trying to warm up our legs. So I want you to grab the block and you're going to lie down. I'm going to go with this side. Okay, so once you lie down, you're going to have placed the block at the side of the hips, about middle height. And you can lift the hips up, slide the block underneath you, and take a supported bridge pose. So I love using a supported bridge to kind of like prepare our legs for practice. So let's straighten the left leg forward. We're going to bring the right knee to the chest. With your palms, hold on to that back of that right thigh. So at this point in time, you should feel a nice big stretch on the front of the left leg. I know I feel it because I went to run yesterday and I was doing a lower body workout the day before. So I'm really tight in my lower body. All right, now we're going to warm up that right hamstring and calf. So those sit on the back of the right legs. You're going to try to point the right toes as you straighten that right leg up to the ceiling. And then you're going to flex the foot and we bend the knee. That is one time. 4 more. Point and we straighten. Flex, we bend. 2. Point and straighten. Flex, we're going to bend the knee. 3. 2 more. Point and we straighten. Flex, we're going to bend the knee. 4. Last one. Point and we straighten. Flex, we're going to bend the knee. 5. All right. Now, either you can hold onto the back of the right leg, or if your block feels a little bit less stable, you can use your hands to hold onto the block. Make sure that you feel super stable. You're going to reach this left leg, the straight one, all the way up to the ceiling. And again, lower the left leg close to the floor, but without touching. So we're stretching the front of the left leg. 4 more, up, down, 2, up, down, 3, up, down, 4. Last one, up, lower, down, 5. Okay, let's switch sides. So now you can straighten the right leg forward, draw the left knee to your chest. Palms can hold on to the back of the left thigh. Then once you're ready, you can point the left toe, straighten the left leg up to the ceiling. Flex the foot, we bend the knee, that's 1. 4 more, point, and we straighten. Flex, we bend, 2. Point and straighten. Flex, we're going to bend, 3. 2 more, point and straighten. Flex, we bend the knee, 4. Last one, point and straighten. Flex, we're going to bend the knee, 5. All right, now same thing, either hold onto the back of the left leg or you can hold onto the block underneath you. This right leg now is going to reach all the way up towards the ceiling. Then we'll lower the right leg close to the floor, but without touching. 4 more, we reach it up. And lower down, 2. Up. Lower, 3. 2 more. Up. Lower, 4. Last one. Up. Lower, 5. And slowly release. Let's bend both knees, step the feet into the mat. Now gently again lift the bum away from the block, remove the block, and then set the block aside, lower the butt down to the floor. With the feet around mat width distance apart, let's just drop the knees side to side now and shake it out. So we're also trying to warm out like the outer hips and the inner thighs. Okay. And then once you feel that you're nice and ready, let's come and sit up. Right? Okay, so we're going to start by stretching out the front of our legs, especially this quad muscle here. It can get really, really tight after you run, especially if you've been running intervals. So you'll need the edge of the couch over here. Let me set up, and you may need one block for extra support. I'm going to work on the side closer to you first. It's going to be more obvious. So I'm going to set my left shin up against my couch. So if your knees feel sensitive, you can put a towel or you can put some form of support underneath your knees. All right, both palms down onto the floor, and again, step that right foot forward. From here, again, lean back and then think about lengthening the tailbone. You feel a stretch on the front of that left leg, and then we stay here. Pull that right hip back slightly. Think about trying to square the hip a little bit. And then if it feels too much for you, you can lean forward slightly, hands onto your thighs. Or if it feels okay, you can lean back a little bit more, maybe hands onto the couch, or you have the wall behind you, you lean the shoulders into the wall. And then we stay for another 3 more deep breaths. 2. And slowly you can lean forward, palms down onto the floor. Okay, shimmy out, and we're going to switch sides. So this time you put that right shin against the couch, and then you can step that left foot forward. Okay, so same. Think about trying to lift the torso up, square the hip, lengthen the tailbone slightly. Do a slight forward lean if the quad stretch is killing you, or if you feel okay, you can lean back. So once you feel the nice stretch on the front of that right leg, we're just going to hold it here. So don't worry about leaning back so much, more about trying to lengthen the tailbone. That really gets that stretch in the front of that right thigh. Good, and then we hold here for another 3 more breaths. Okay, and then slowly lean forward, palms down onto the floor. Again, release. Next one, you can step that left foot into the wall or the couch. You can step that right foot forward. Take a longer stance. So for this one, it might be helpful to have the block with you. All right, so my block is going to be underneath my left palm, and then my right foot's going to be pretty far forward. I want to keep the sensation of lengthening the tailbone first, and I'm just going to rock the hip forward and back slightly, trying to get into the front of the left leg here. Okay. Then once I feel like the leg has a little bit more space, you're going to put that weight onto the block. Curl the back toes under, you lift the back knee off. Okay. Once you stabilize yourself, lengthen the tailbone, palms onto the front thigh. Now, pushing the back foot into the wall, front foot into the floor, keep the tailbone lengthened, and then you're going to lean back slightly. Now, actively push the heel in towards the couch or the wall, bend the front knee and sit deeper until you feel a nice big stretch on the front of the left leg. So this stretch, you should feel it from even through the hip crease all the way to the front of the knee. Maybe you'll even feel like the butt working here. And we take 1 more breath. And slowly lean forward, drop the back knee down. All right, let's switch sides. This time, right foot into the couch, left foot forward. Block can be on the other side. So same thing, we can keep a tuck tailbone sensation. So not completely tucked, just a slight posterior tilt, so that we can kind of get into the front of that right leg more. And then we just rock the hip forward and back. Just give the body a little bit of time to open up. All right, and then once you feel ready, keep the lengthened tailbone sensation, palms onto that right block, and then slowly you can lift the back knee off, okay? Maintain the sensation of a squared hip, 1 by 1, palms onto that front thigh, lift the torso up. Okay, now once you're here, keep the tailbone lengthened, bend the front knee, we sit a little bit deeper, actively push the back leg into the block, or into the wall, and we stay 5 deep breaths. 4, 3, 2, and slowly you can lean forward, back leg down. Okay, so we have kind of stretched the front of the legs. Now we can get towards the back of the legs. So now you can face your wall or your couch. You can start with that right foot forward. You can flex the foot, make sure the ball of the right foot is on the wall. Left leg's behind you. Keep the hips squared and then slowly think about leaning forward as best as you can. Okay, and then we're going to come up. That's one time. Just 2 more. Lean forward as best as you can. Maybe this time can go a bit deeper. Come back 2. Last one, you lean forward to your maximum. Once you're there, hands can be on the couch or it can be on the wall. So one thing you want to note is that you want to make sure these hips do not unsquare and go this way. Okay, a lot of times when people are here, you can see my left bum is higher than my right. You can go super low and they think they're getting a really big stretch, but it's not so isolated and targeted. So I want you to pull this right hip back. Almost feel like you're folding across your hand here. And then you shouldn't be able to go super low. Then we stay. Okay? Maybe elbows can be down. Maybe if you have a wall, you have to kind of like negotiate. Then we stay here, hold another 3 more breaths. And keep the back of that right leg stretching. And slowly let's come up. Okay, we are gonna switch sides. So I'm gonna put my second leg on it. So my left foot is flexed against the edge of the couch. Left heel's on the wall, right leg's back. From here, we're going to square the hip, draw the left hip back slightly. Same thing, hands onto the hip. We're going to warm up the muscle, prime it into the stretch. So you can lean forward a little bit and then come up 1. Just 2 more. Lean forward slightly. Come up 2. Last one, you can lean forward as best as you can. Same thing, feel like you're folding into that left hip crease. Draw the left hip back, right hip forward. Slowly, slowly get yourself down. So we can go slow and then we stay. So be really careful about unsquaring the hip like this. If you can go down super fast, you might want to check for that. And once the elbows are down, you can stay here. Try to keep the tailbone lengthened. 3 more breaths. Okay, and then slowly, slowly, let's come back up. All right. Okay, last thing that you are going to do is a deer pose. So most people love to do pigeon. I love pigeon. But over time, I've come to love deer a lot more simply because I feel like once I get into it, and if I'm really, really precise about the alignment, I get a very, very accurate and isolated stretch. So we're going to all do deer for today. But of course, if you find that, oh, I don't really feel anything here, I'm super mobile, and I would rather do a pigeon pose, then feel free to swing the back leg into pigeon. All right? So deer and pigeon are pretty similar. In deer pose, both legs are in 90 degrees. So if you go to the gym, it's called your shin box or your 90-90. How you want to align it is the left knee needs to be in line with the left hip. And then this left foot is in line with the knee. So this is 190 degree here. And then the next one, I know you can't see it from this side, but the right knee is in line with the hip, the right foot's in line with the knee. Later, I'll show you on the second side. Okay, all you're going to do is just lean forward, and then slowly you're going to drop the elbows down, and then we stay here for a little bit. Then try and make sure that the weight is equal on both sides. You're not leaning onto one. So for now, I need to make sure that I'm equally shifted on the left and that right hip. So the more I shift the body weight to the right side, the more I feel a stretch on the left hip. And slowly you can come up. Let's switch sides. So I'm going to bring my right leg forward, my left knee back. If you couldn't see anything earlier, let's just go through the alignment again. You got to make sure that the right knee is in line with the right hip, right heel in line with that right knee. Okay? Then from here, left knee in line with the hip, left heel in line with the knee. So like I said earlier, if you find that this really felt like nothing for you, you swing this back leg into pigeon, just extend it back, okay? Now, turn the body forward and then slowly drop the elbows down, and then you're just going to lie and stretch. Same thing, if I shift the weight too much to that right side, I actually don't feel the stretch anymore. So I've got to shift the weight towards the left. Last deep breath here. And slowly come back up. Okay, so that would be pretty much all for today. If you like, you can actually shift the hip side to side. Okay, while I try to conclude this class. All right, so what we did today was a little bit of trying to warm up the back of the legs, front of the legs, stretch the back of the leg, stretch the front of the leg, and then we did a little bit of an outer hip work. Should be sufficient for you to release some of the tightness that you feel post-run. But if you need a little bit more, please let us know in the comments below, and I'll be happy to help. See you next time. Bye.